Greatness.
Hey, it's Carter Hutton here, NHL goalie, and coming up on the episode of I Only Touch Greatness.
Then 2017, the Winter Classic. Of course, you had the great mask that day. There's that mask question. Tell us about the mask and what were your feelings about playing in that Winter Classic? Because I went to the Winter Classic, Luongo's last game in Vancouver. So I was there when they pulled him from the ice shortly before the game time. So the Winter Classic, the Winter Classics have always been cursed to me. But could you tell us about your Winter Classic experience?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was I think I don't even know how many buddies and friends I had down there and family, and just playing at Busch Stadium was nuts. We actually stayed. Everybody was boozing. I think the game was at 1, so we got up pretty early to go to the rink, 9 or 10, and everybody's in the streets just getting liquored up and having a good time. And we stayed downtown at the Four Seasons. So we're busing to the stadium, and all the fans, St. Louis fans, are giving us the finger, and we're like, no, we're the Blues, right? They just saw the bus, and everybody was so into it. So it was crazy, and the whole experience was just surreal, right? You're walking out to the rink and the fans, and even the standing ovation during the national anthem, I still to this day kind of gives you chills, right? And it's such a unique experience to get to play in something like that. And as for the mask, I wish I could sit here and take a bunch of credit, but my painter just knocked it out of the park. Jesse Custom Designs, he's the man out of Boston. So he's kind of been doing my helmet since college, and he had this idea where, he thought about, we talked about honoring the Cardinals when we did it, and he just ran with it. So we took all the players from the past that were legends of the Cardinals, and he kind of sketched them on there in pencil, and then he did the baseball stitching with the Blues logo and the Cardinal on it, which is unbelievable. And cool story is Ozzie Smith signed the back of it. He came in to see it before the game, and he signed it. I think I got it right here.
There we go. That's what I want to see.
So, yeah, the Baseball Hall of Fame actually asked me for it, wrote me a letter, but if I gave it to him, I just wouldn't get it back. So I didn't really think that was the smartest decision. So you got Yadi Molina right there. So Stan Musial's on here, right? A famous player right here on this side. And he had passed away at the time, but his family sent me a signed ball thanking me for doing it. So then I have Ozzie Smith on the back doing a backflip, because that's what he did every time at the start of the season to run out. And it has all their championship years. So it's Ozzie Smith Hall of Fame 2002. So he came in to get to see it and signed it for me. So it was pretty cool keepsake. And just the way the artist did it is unbelievable. And it got a lot of press, a lot of feedback, and, obviously a really cool keepsake. I haven't really established what the heck I'm going to do with it, because I have 22 helmets from when I played. So I'm trying to figure out how to make a cool display. And that's the only thing I really, really collected, other than I got my shutout pucks too.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, I see all the masks. I see that they're awesome, and you've kept them all. The question is, do you have a favorite piece of sports memorabilia? I know that Rob Ray collected sticks off of each player that he could along the way, including steal one from Hasek back in the day. But what do you got?
I think, other than my helmets, right? Those are so unique. Especially once I started to have a family. I got 2 young kids, so I have my one St. Louis one means a lot to me, because when I first had my son, and that was when I led the league in goals against and save percentage, I kind of rocked that mask the whole time. But I think one of my most important things in memorabilia, it's probably to some people wouldn't mean anything, but to me it means so much. It's the Hockey Night in Canada towel. That you wear in the interview. I set the franchise record for saves in a shutout. Actually, I have 2 records, one with Buffalo, one with St. Louis. But the one with St. Louis was I just had my son, and I ended up I think I had 48 or 49 saves, and I did the Hockey Night in Canada interview after, and it was my first time ever getting one of those towels. And I always wanted a towel. I grew up seeing the towel. I idolized the towel. So for me to get a towel on my own by earning it is something. And to this day, it's in my little guy's room. He's got a shelf, and I have a few things up there, and the towel's there. And it's something that to some people might not mean much, but to me, that might be my coolest thing I got.
To all the Canadians, we love that.
Yeah, definitely.
So right on cue, though, my next question was, your second year in St. Louis, you had a career year. What what contributed to that?
The team, for sure. We had a good team. We played a good brand of hockey. The goalie coach there was really good. Dave Alexander, he helped my game a ton. He's still there to this day. He's still a mentor to me, still a good friend. I think just everything kind of came together. I had this good body of work, and I had a lot of confidence and a lot of belief in the way I played. And, at that time, Jake Allen kind of struggled a little bit. I got a chance to play a lot of games and roll with it. Jake's had a hell of a career. He's still a really good friend of mine. And, it just kind of worked out that I was playing well at the right time and the team was playing well, and things just started clicking, and it was just game after game after game. Cause it was a tricky time at home because my wife and I just had our kid. So we're figuring out how to live with this new little alien that we made. And I always used to say, like, there's many nights I slept with like my headphones on because she'd be up with the kid, or she's trying to raise this kid and I'm gone, and she obviously helped me out a ton, and I think that and I obviously I credit her too, because without her taking care of that kid and taking care of all the things at home, I wouldn't be able to go and get to do that stuff, and it obviously helped out the rest of our life too.
Yeah, also winning the lotto helps too.
Yeah, that too, right? We knew the sacrifice we made, but it's easier said than done when you're running on a couple hours sleep. But no, it worked out, and St. Louis was awesome, man. I love that city.